treehouse. Bald cypress is so tough and tall, it's no surprise some fellow has chosen to make of it a tree home. Hello? Hey pal, why don't you keep walking now? This here's Will Hunter's treehouse, and rules is tain't no grown-ups allowed. Who are you? Will Hunter, as I said. What's up there? It tain't anything, I swear. You don't want to see anyways. Oh, it's a telescope you got there. Afraid a telescope is property of Will Hunter, same as a licorice collection. What's your story, Will? Tain't much to tell, ain't that all that interesting, pal, I swear. Not city folk like you in no ways. What are you doing in the swamp? Nothing special. Same things every boy gets up to, I reckon. I must know what that is. I ain't telling anyways. Can you let me up? No adult's ever been in Will Hunter's treehouse, and I ain't fixing to break that streak. Not for nothing. You need to let me up. That's so? Well, what's in it for Will? Ending my vital mission against the forces of evil. Mission, huh? That kinda like a job? I ain't got no job, pal. And I ain't need one. I'm facing to get by in life through general scampery. I think no one helping you up the tree. Maybe you'll have to think of something else. Let's climb the tree. Enough of this. It's time to clasp your robust limbs around the trunk of the wet, shedding cypress and begin to shimmy. Hey now, this is a private treehouse. Stop or I'll tear you till you can't stand up. Take the risk. Well, there's no boy up this treehouse at all. Only the large and sagging features of a human face sunk into the tree's very trunk. Surely that can't be young Will Hunter. Well, I reckon now tain't no keeping you from seeing my plight. I've been wicked, pal. What happened to you? Tain't much to tell. Can't possibly be true. The great tree sighs, shedding scraps of bark that drip to the treehouse floor. Have you ever heard of a doctor? You know what that is? Yes, well, I know what a doctor is. Heck, why are you gonna be so mean for? I reckon most people like you go and ask and they couldn't tell you one thing about what a doctor does. I only met one doctor. Dr. Weiss. Lived on the same street as my step-aunt. It was one morning and paid me 6 bits to paint his fence, and well heck, I swear I'm fixing to do it, pal. But I heard there was an interesting trout down the river. Well, a little wider than the average, but not very wide. Just the way Will Hunter likes. How can a boy resist? Are you asking me? Nah, I'm telling you, pal. Will Hunter couldn't resist a gander at a trout, and any boy who says he could is lying. Anyway, Doc Weiss, he weren't real pleased, and to teach me a lesson he went and cursed me to be a tree. How did this doctor turn into a tree? Don't ask Will Hunter how. All I know is doctors. They got all kinds of powerful tools. Tweezers, tight chart, couldn't use anything. Well, that's what you're supposed to learn from this? Thought I had to paint fences if says I'm fixing to. Can you end this curse? Well, the doctor told me I'd be a tree till I could make good by painting a bunch of fences all around town. Hard enough for me to do it like this, I'll tell you. I can do that for you. Aw, pal, paint fences? You wouldn't want to do that. Sure I would. The wind picks up and snaps off a few weak twigs, but Will doesn't seem to mind. Say, that's real swell. Thanks a lot, pal. The doc who cursed me had a nice white picket fence, and he said something like, Will Hunter's gotta paint 3 more fences just like this, or he'll be a tree forever. Paint 3 fences. Paint 3 fences, got it. You can get my paints and brush out of my knapsack. I'd hand it to you, but I am a tree. Is there a ladder you could put down? Suppose I can. Tain't a ladder in the way you and I know it, though, but part of this tree that I can sort of waggle around. I were still a boy, I could reckon you can say it like my fingers, or nostrils. Will Hunter extends his long, arborescent fingers and or nostrils through the hole in the treehouse back to the swamp floor. You should be able to climb down those nostrils now. I'll see you around, Will. And sometimes I find a fence turned into the last place you'd expect. It's a Huck knapsack, the favorite brand of rascals and imps. You got Will's paint and brush. Take care of those, will ya? That long-handled brush belonged to my grandfather. Your grandfather? Don't think so. Belonged to a grandfather, okay. When he reaches a certain age, a boy loses enthusiasm for hoarding rocks in a treehouse. This is called death of innocence. Telescope is a gateway to lens that often leads to the use of binoculars. You see nothing out of the ordinary. Rivers run around the trunks of trees, crawdads and crawl moms make love upon the rocks, and a duck is impaled on the beak of a heron. Here in the swamp, it is a day like any other, and circle of life turns on and on. Could have sworn we saw some fences somewhere. Ooh. A ring. Yacked earlier in combat. And give the armor proper burial. Fence. Looks pretty clean to you. Sure does. Simone stopped investigating an abandoned campsite. Nothing much left. Whoever the camp this was, they came and went ages ago. Must have left quick. This lean-to is made of primo grade canvas. Hang on a sec. What are you doing? Shame to let go to waste, and being both an engineer and a girl who grew up on a farm, I had a pretty decent repertoire of clothing hacks in my arsenal. After a while or two, Simona's repurposed the canvas tarp into a stylish and durable military-style flight jacket. You wash. Someone will write a novel about this jacket someday. Probably get the color wrong, though. I'm not sure if that's a reference to something. Ooh, Monster Shack. Ugh, swamp really stinks. Barf, barf. Is there a scientific reason for that? Well, yeah, I mean, there's a scientific explanation for everything. That's what science is. Chemistry isn't my specialty, but I think basically it's because decaying plant matter produces methane, and that mixes with sulfur in the mud, resulting in pessimal smellification. That's flammable, though, right? You could use it to power your robot or something? I don't want my robot to smell like egg farts, but here, if you want to experiment, when I'm not around, I'll bottle some for you. You got condensed swamp gas. In a gloomy cave with sunken cypress trees, a well-muscled woman stands waist-deep in an opaque bog. Her hands rest on the pommel of a sword, its blade lodged in the muck. It catches your eye because it's not the type of thing you tend to see in the East Coast. What sword is that? This is a blade of your great aunt. Many moons ago it was entrusted to my family for safekeeping. It is yours to reclaim at a cost. What great aunt? Have you forgotten your lineage, child? Time was every tavern and meeting house kept a place by fire for Hilda Green. But I had to pay for my family's sword. The security guaranteed by my family is unique and comes with a great price. Your great aunt knew this. It is why she placed the blade in our care. And what's the cost? In time I shall ask you of you a boon, and you shall be obliged to grant it. Sure, I can do a boon. Let's have the sword. The sword has a satisfying heft. You can see why your great aunt liked it so much, but it comes with something quite unsatisfying. Something that makes you feel almost queasy and a little cursed. What's this? It's a simple magic binding you to your oath until such as time I need of your service. On that day I shall find you. Can we just do the boon thing now? She's gone. Slipped away into the dark waters of the swamp. Unfortunate. It's a great sword. Better be a good great sword. Well, that's unfortunate. I need all my stats. Ooh. You step across a copse of swamp cypress and to the edge of the gloomy clearing, quiet but the sound of dirt raining upon an open grave. Two burly men work hurriedly with shovels to bury the corpse of the Gator Man, whose epaulets, hat, and mailbag mark him as some sort of manner of mailman. As the Gator is swallowed whole by the mud, his gravedigger straightened up and looked you in the eye, sweaty but defiant. You stumbled upon the darkest and most secret part of the swamp, where sins are buried, and gators. Where'd that ticket lady go? Let's go to the Leathers Brothers. Oh, here's a grisly sight. The carcass of some kind of swamp animal covered in huge ticks. Oh no, wait. Some of them are buzzing around in the air. Are they actually wasps? Oh, we've already seen this one. Oh, right, we lost Simone. Careful, Venmore, it might tan your hide. Something to say about the dead gator? I swear I didn't know he was a mailman. Would never intentionally hurt a mailman. I never accused you of killing you, mailman. Ah, hell, me and my big mouth. It was in my way, you understand. I had no idea he was a mailman. Never would have touched a mailman if I had known. And my brother, you had nothing to do with it, understand? I swear it. What's wrong with killing a mailman? Listen to yourself. Can't tell you ain't a hunter, alright? Most any species is a fair game for hunting, but mailmen are protected by international treaty. Last hunter I know who hunted a mailman got pulled up by the International Criminal Court and mailed to Mars. Is he okay? Obviously he ain't okay. Don't joke with me. That's a nightmare scenario for a hunter. Getting mailed to Mars? She shivers down my spine, it does. Who are you? Me? Ain't much to my story. I'm a hunter. Named John Leathers. And if you can't tell from the accent, I'm from Albion. As a toddler, I hunted small game like mosquitoes and gnats. They move on to foxes and wolves. And such as I grew up, I like the game over here, but I got my eye on the greatest hunt of all. Humans? Big picture. I like to build a ladder to the heavens so I can hunt the dinosaurs. That's more about a 5 to 10 year plan, though. But I don't think that's how either ladders or heaven works, but it's good to have a dream. Wouldn't it be more practical to build a time machine? No, that just sounds ridiculous. John wipes his brow with the blade. Power. I've never been so asked many questions before. You can talk the talk, alright, but what about hunting the hunt? I got work that needs doing, and I ain't going out while they're searching the swamp for the sod who killed their mailman. They find me, I'm dead. Don't have to be another man to know which way the wind blows. What are you asking me exactly? Working on something real important. A project. Not any 5 gator hides. Even though a place you might find them. Scoped it out myself. Couldn't be easy on levels a smaller number of gator hides. What's the project you're talking about? Not so fast. I need to know I can trust you first. Wouldn't go in there if I were you. Why? I don't like what you see. That egg is busted. Told you it wasn't a pretty sight. I was looking forward to eating that egg all day, and come dinner time I only went and bloody dropped it. Is that a gator egg? Nah, I think it's from a dog. Sorry for your loss. A sack of genuine leather. It's empty. It's only made of genuine leather. It does not contain genuine leather. The ambiguity is clear now, and the person responsible for the original description has been sacked. The bedroll must be where John accesses Hunter's Dream. What's that, Hunter's Dream? If you have to ask, it's not meant for you. I want to go there, if you prove yourself a hunter, maybe. Man observes you with monk-like serenity. Right there, looks like you set up quite a trading post here in the swamp. John shakes his head. Paul can't speak. Ready to become mute, Paul? That's a very personal question. Sorry. That ain't a problem, it's just a hobby of mine to make observations in the nature of questions. Basically, Paul lost his tongue in a poker game. Can we trade? I have 2 already. We have the skin pants. Ooh, pickaxe! I need this. Oh, wait. Paul acknowledges you with a phlegmatic nod. Gross. Phlegmatic doesn't mean full of phlegm, it means calm and controlled. Say that then. Paul acknowledges you with a calm and controlled nod. Well, we have a pick. We can definitely use that somewhere. Let's go to the monster shack. Now here's a sad sight. Old house abandoned long ago in the swamp, half sunk in a wet muck that passes in the parts for roads. Might have been a nice family living in the house at one time. Now look at it. It's a shame it's all. Jeepers creepers, there's a bandit shot dead on the floor, right in the foyer. Must have come here looking for treasure by the look of it. He wasn't the only one. Oh, the stink of death hangs heavy in this place, alright. Explore. Holy gosh, sitting room is littered with bodies. 3 more bandits and an entire defensive line of the Ocean City football team. Obvious what happened. Bandits and football players got sold the same line on the buried treasure by some shifty rumor monger. Both groups came here searching for their fortune, ran into each other, and everyone got shot to pieces. Whoever that double dealer who sold him at the tip is now, he better be smiling. Oh, he's here in the kitchen, but also shot by a bandit and a linebacker, looks like. But he got him too, poor pathetic souls. Now the bedroom, the finish line, and here's who made it. Quarterback and a wide receiver. You figured they'd have been on the same side, but they shot each other in the back, simultaneously. There's nothing in here but a single jewelry box on a nightstand. Ain't that funny? All that death for a couple trinkets. Nothing rots like a person like greed. Oink! You got jewelry case. Continue where you were going. Ooh! Golden Gamish ring, turquoise bangle, and scabrous ring. Scabrous ring. Mobile code. This code reads, "These kids are alright." That's pretty heartwarming. You're not sure if this is forbidding access or describing the shack's occupants. Inside you find not the decayed and crumbling, tumble-down shack strewn with ancient wreckage that you were perhaps expecting, but an actually maintained and fairly clean tumble-down shack strewn with 12 to 14-year-old kids. What the? Hey, what are you kids doing out in the Mirable Swamp? Why wouldn't we be? Because it's dangerous here. Yeah, but this is where the monsters are. That's why it's dangerous. Do you believe in monsters? I believe the real monster is man. All 6 kids sign rolled their eyes at you. Okay, I guess I deserve that. Do you believe in monsters or not? You can't join us monster squad unless you do. I mean, I'm fighting eldritch monsters and tentacles, so yes, of course I do. It'd be a real feat of cognitive dissonance otherwise. You mean, you've seen them? Ooh, for really real? Well, yeah. Which one? Which one? Fishmen? Oh, those don't count. Those guys just weird jerks. Looking for real monsters. I don't understand what real means in this context. If you believe in monsters, you can join our monster squad. Otherwise, we can't tell you anything because it's secret. Okay, I'll join. Great! It'll be nice to have someone who can reach the top shelf on these old bookcases we scavenged. That's it? Is that it? I remember now. Yeah, we used to have a big ceremony where we had to repeat a vow and stuff, but it took too long and we're all busy with our research. Come on in and have a look around. Thanks. Well, first I'm gonna close this shadow pouch. Ooh, cat. Little sign on the table says Boris only. This cat had better be Boris or there's gonna be some trouble. Boris is at you. He must know you're an outsider. Dozens of volumes in serial fantasy for young adults and older than average children. For instance? Well, there's Ira Turner and the Challenge of Glory. Oh, but what's this? You got an item. Mascarpone's Monster or the Modern Provolone. An old-timey fantasy novel about a mad scientist and his doomed quest to create the perfect being out of cheese. Ooh, summon a cheesy ally. You read the cautionary tale and take the exact wrong lesson from it. Sure, tampering with forces beyond his control killed his mascarpone clown, but you're built different. You got an eminental elemental. There's an appendix at the end of the book with a bunch of boring science details. If you can memorize the appendix, you'll summon your summoned eminental elemental's muscle, mysticality, and moxie will be increased by 3. Hold on. First, let's read this too. Nah, not this. I don't think I'm gonna craft that often. But it does mean we can invest in more skills. You internalize the details in the appendix, allowing you to strengthen all the other organs of your creations. Eminental Elemental has been upgraded. You summon a test element who grabbed a book out of your hands and tears it in half. It's alive! Alive! Here, let's increase meat drops a little more. One more time, sure, why not? Yeah, we got 60% meat drops. Look at all that sleaze and hot armor, too. Big leather-bound tome sits on the pedestal here. What's this book? List of vampire nests? That's like 400 pages long! Lots of vampires in this swamp. If you want to help, you can always go clear some of them out. I guess that's an infinite way to fight vampires. This kid is, well, he's eating something. Hi there. Hi! Don't mean to be rude, but what's your deal, kid? I'm a moss man. You are, huh? Okay, well, not really, but I want to be a moss man when I grow up. That's why I'm eating all this fertilizer. It's actually cornflakes. I'm just pretending. Okay, Hugh. Haha, yeah, I'm not crazy. Some people say I'm crazy for believing in the moss man, though, but I know he's real. I've seen him. What's a moss man? A man made of moss? Yep, he's all fuzzy and green. It's so neat. Oh, hey, you should go see him for yourself. And if you bring back proof he exists, people won't think I'm weird anymore. Well, they might. Sure, I'll go have a look. Great. Here, I'll mark the place on your map. It's called Moss Rock Grotto. You see him? Try to bring back some moss as proof, okay? Okay. This kid is starting far more intently than you ever did at his age. What are you reading? It's about Neanderthals and other early hominids. Unfortunately, I'm not finding anything useful in here. What are you looking for? The honey ape! What now? You never heard of it? It's a very famous monster. It's a hairy primate or primate-like creature that's smaller than a human, but with human-sized hands. Most of the legend call it Big Hands, but I'm pretty sure Big Hands legends and the reports of honey ape sightings are referring to the same cryptid. That's interesting. I know it lives around here somewhere. I just haven't been able to find it yet. I'll help you look for it. That'll be excellent. Thank you. Here, I found some of the prints down once and made a tracing. It might help you track it down. Try and get one of his fingernails as proof. Oh, a fingernail be proof. Because it'll be big as a human fingernail, obviously. Alright. You're sure that this is a handprint of the honey ape and not just a handprint of a regular guy. This kid is preoccupied with repeatedly smelling 2 large test tubes. What do you got there? Perfume samples? Kinda. This one's a combination of hydrogen sulfide and methane. Common swamp gas, basically. Ew. What's the other one? Coffee. To clear the swamp gas smell in my nose. Okay. So why? I'm researching a creature known as a smell-o'-the-wisp. I've only run into it once, but I have a good memory for smells. So I figure if I can match a smell, that particular chemical mix will tell me more about it. A smell-o'-the-what? Wisp. It's a cloud of intelligent swamp gas. Some people say it's the ghost of a dead chili cook-off judge, but I think there's probably a lot more scientific explanation. You're telling me you're looking for an intelligent Girl gestures sternly at a sign over a workbench. No fart jokes. Oh, come on! It's the smell-o'-the-wisp! No! Well, I don't know what to say then. If you're willing to help instead of making puerile goofs, I could use a sample to analyze. Okay, I'll go find smell-o'-the-wisp. Hey, great, thank you. Here, take this. It should help you track it down. You got nose trumpet. Big cone designed to make it so people who have lost their sense of smell can still tell what they've stepped in. I just smell through this? Yeah, just follow your nose. Alrighty then. This kid has a ball cap with a sinister looking triangle on it, and it's messing around with an elaborate homemade radio. Hi there. Hi, say you're a grown-up. Can you help me with something? I'm not buying you any cigarettes. No. There's a swamp lady named Barbara Yargara. Everybody says she's just a fairy tale, but I know she's real because I've seen her hut right here in the swamp. But I don't know if she's the sort of swamp lady who eats kids or not. Swamp lady? Well, I don't want to call her a swamp witch or a swamp hag or something like that. I'd be mean to judge her that way without even having met her. Ah, sheesh, kids these days. Alright, I'll check her out for you. Great, thanks. I'll mark her hut on your sponge map. Anyways, bring back a feather to prove you met her, okay? She has feathers? I mean from one of her pet birds. Sorry, says she has a ton of them. How will you know it's just it isn't an ordinary feather I found somewhere? Well, you seem like a trustworthy person. And why did you need me to bring proof at all? Because that's how quests work, come on! Wait, you didn't mention the radio. What's the radio for? Oh, this isn't related to Barbara Yarker or anything. I'm just trying to find a station where we can get some music in here. The reception in this swamp is terrible, though. I see. Nice hat. What does a triangle mean? Thanks, it's a Great Pyramids. One of them, anyway. Ever seen them? Only on your hat, not personally. Maybe you will someday. Sure, who knows. Any chance you can get WGCR on that radio? Can't seem to get any station right now, sorry. Okay, I was just curious. This kid is peering at a terrarium filled with flies and occasionally tapping on the glass. Hey there, are you into flies? Well, kinda. They're interesting once you get over the gross factor. I'm mostly just studying these because what I'm really interested is in the flyman. The flyman? Yeah, or maybe the manfly. I haven't decided which way is better yet. So what is the flyman and or manfly? His scientists have moved into the old Flemberg place. I did a little spying on him and I think he's trying to turn himself into a giant fly. Why would anyone do that? I don't know, that's what's so interesting about him. Huh. She looks at her feet and blushes a little. Also, he's really handsome. For now, you mean? Well, yeah, I'd really like to meet him, but I'm too shy. Can you help me out? Sure, I'll help. Oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, here, I'll show you where the house is. The old Flemberg place. If you meet him, could you, bring me back a souvenir? Like, what? Maybe, one of his chest hairs? That's a little weird, but okay. This kid is messing around with some kind of weird mechanical contraption. What's this thing you're making? I really don't know yet. I'm just kind of messing around with it because I'm taking a break from my main project. Hey, you hear anything about the Chupanaranja? I try to avoid spicy food, it gives me hiccups. No, this is a kind of monster that eats oranges. They're supposed to be from way down south, but I know there's one in this swamp somewhere. Unfortunately, no matter what kind of trap I build, it keeps escaping. You wanna try? Sure, why not? Great! Feel free to use my workbench over there. I got plenty of spare parts and stuff. If you manage to catch it, bring me back one of his nostrils as proof, okay? A nostril? Not the whole head or pelt? Oh no, I don't want to kill it. I just want to prove that it's out there. Okay then. The workbench covered with tools and oranges. Build a Chupanaranja trap. You grab some scrap metal from the bench and construct a very basic animal trap. Would you like to make any refinements? Adjust the torque. You grab a screwdriver and carefully adjust the torque. Tighten the spring. You grab a wrench and tighten the trap's main spring. Tweak the sensitivity. You grab a pair of needle nose pliers and carefully adjust the sensitivity of the trigger. Alright, let's go all out. Add a battery. You connect the battery to a couple of random spots on the trap. That's sure to accomplish something. Add a fuse. You hook up a fuse just in case. You carefully pick up the trap and carelessly shove it into your sack. You got Chupanaranja trap. Let's go hunting. Oh, let's go to Barbara's hut. That's odd. A patch of muddy ground has a lot of tracks in it. Looks like human handprints. Well, except for the fact that humans don't normally walk around on their hands. Maybe there was an acrobat convention in the middle of a swamp. Oh, what was that thing that one kid was talking about? The honey ape? Maybe there's something to that after all. Geez, the more you look, the more confusing trampled mess of these tracks are. Seems like there's different sets of tracks heading in different directions. How many thumbs did he say this thing has again on one hand? Okay, how many fingers was it? You follow the prints to a clearing in the middle of a small stand of trees, and you're surprised you find an animal pretty much like the honey ape the kid described, but somewhat larger than a chimpanzee or a very small gorilla, with disproportionately large and human-like hands, sitting on the ground, carefully drinking out of a beehive. It doesn't seem to have noticed you yet. Sneak up on it. You successfully creep up on an unsuspecting primate, but you run out of trees to brush and hide behind before you get close enough to really do anything. Outsmart it! You pick up a rock and chuck it into an underbush on the other side of the clearing. The honey ape stiffens at the noise and starts scanning for predators in that direction. Grab it! You leap on the small primate and wrestle to the ground, screeching loudly. I mean, the primate is screeching. No, let's be fair, you both are. Once you get it pinned, you grab it by the wrist and yank off one of its long, untrimmed fingernails, which, thinking about it, is making me wince, and I've written some pretty horrible stuff in this game alone. You got honey ape fingernail. Totally normal-sized fingernail. Marvel at it. With that horrible deed accomplished, you let the creature loose and run screaming into the swamp. Congratulations on successfully stalking, outsmarting, and assaulting a small weird ape. Thanks. This isn't so much a bird bath as a bird dirt here. This cattail looks different from most of the others. Wow, a Typha Panthera. Extract the powerful chemicals from the plant's majestic fringe. Hold on. Oh, I need more hobo code knowledge. How much knowledge do I have? 15. Okay, I might have to go back to the Ocean City. Huh, there's an old gravestone here. Pepperidge Dolphin. What the heck? Pepperidge Dolphin died 150 years ago? And was that man in the boxcar? Hello again? Gah! Oh, did I startle you? Dreadfully sorry. Pepperidge, you're alive! Well, yes, was that in question? The gravestone says, ah, I see. No, this is my great-grandfather's. I was named after him. I decided to bring it with me as another souvenir in addition to my father's padlock collection. Ah, well, that makes sense. Pepperidge Dolphin. Looks like he's still adjusting to the orthogonal life. How's it going, Pepperidge? Quite well. It's a very nice little community they got here. A marvelous first step on my new path as a world traveler. Nice, hope that goes well for you. I'm quite certain that my travel will be completely free of danger or violent misfortune. Let me ask you something. You know any hobo code? I have learned some since my arrival, yes. Least I can do after the help you've given me. Here, I'll write it down. He writes something down on this piece of scrap paper and hands it to you. I don't really understand this one. He takes the paper, rotates it about 30 degrees, and hands it back. Ah, I got it.